spent the last 4 years trying to figure out how to get paid to travel so that you don't have to. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 4 ways that I'm using to travel every single month, paid, and the highest paid deals that I am getting are going to be at the end, so make sure you stick around for that. So first and foremost, all of these methods do not require you to be a creator. I will talk about which ones do require you to have an online platform versus do not. So let's just get straight into it. First way you can get paid to travel are through travel scholarships, grants, and fellowships. I'm looping those all into one because the requirements are typically the same. And by that, I mean you have to submit a resume, you have to do some type of like writing form or essay, and then you may sometimes have to do media such as posting an application video or anything of that nature. So grants, fellowships, and scholarships are the most readily available, meaning there are new opportunities every single week. So if this is something that you're really interested in, you can definitely get those opportunities. You just have to know where to find them. So the 2 places that I primarily go to find these different scholarships are Pinterest. So I will search for travel scholarships or just scholarships in general on Pinterest. There are a ton of different creators on Pinterest that'll link their blog, and you can see the deadlines that are typically organized by month. So every single month you can go on there and apply, and you can also see what other scholarships are available outside of travel. So that's a really great way to do it. I also follow different pages on Instagram. I got to those pages by following hashtags. So what I would do is I would go to my search bar, type in like travel scholarships, and then I will follow that hashtag or any pages that were associated with that hashtag. It is super easy to find Instagram pages that way. And if you start to interact with those posts, such as like saving posts or creating like a category on your Instagram, then Instagram Explore page will show you more and more of those opportunities. Always follow the Instagram pages and stay up to date with those because they will show you different opportunities you can apply for literally every day. Like every day I see a travel opportunity online, and a lot of times I can't even go because I'm already busy from doing something else that's already paid. So with grants and scholarships, they typically offer you accommodation, some type of payment, whether that be in the form of tours or food, or sometimes like actual literal payment. It really depends on the program. And sometimes they will offer you different flights. So depending on the program, you can get flights to and from, or you can actually bring someone with you. So there's so many things that you can get from applying to these grants and scholarships. And honestly, a lot of people do not take the time to actually apply. So because of that, you have a greater opportunity of actually winning. Local scholarships are definitely going to be top tier because they're regional based. So if you can find something that's really local, super easy to apply to. If you don't know the exact websites and pages that I am following to apply to different scholarships, you can find it in my ebook, which is going to be linked in the description box. I will tell you literally everything, all the hashtags and socials and all of my search terms that I use to find those scholarships. That's going to be in the ebook. Last but not least, on the topic of grants, scholarships, and fellowships, there are requirements, but a lot of them just require you to either have a passport or a visa and to be an adult. So you don't have to be a student. Literally anyone can apply, anyone. So just apply, shoot your shot. It is super easy. It doesn't take a long time. In every single application, I recommend that you somehow connect their mission to what you are about. So whether that be connected to your personality or your platform, if you have one, or into your everyday life or into your job or whatever you do, just make sure you connect it back to yourself because that will really help you stick out on those different applications. The next way you can get paid to travel is by doing paid speaking gigs. Now, a lot of people also sleep on this one, so make sure you pay attention. So every single person, no matter who you are, you have an expertise in some type of topic. For me, it's travel. It's also engineering because I used to be an engineer. I can also talk about different tech things as well. So there are so many conferences for those individual niches. But if you're into marketing and that is your full-time job, you can go to a marketing conference or an ads conference. Or if you're into creativity, whether it be photography, videography, whatever, you can go to CultureCon, you can go to different creator conferences. So there are so many conferences everywhere, and conferences are always looking for speakers. The best way to find the conferences that you can apply to is by going to Google and searching in 2024 or whatever year it is, your niche, and then conference. So 2024 finance conferences, right? And that will show you all the conferences that are coming on that year. So typically conferences will ask for speakers around 3 to 6 months in advance, depends on the conference size, but they will send out emails looking for people to speak at the conference. So what I would do if I were you, so I type in 2024 finance conferences, I would go to those conferences and I will sign up for their email list because they will announce it via email, and that is how you get the application. A lot of times those applications are going to be like forms that you have to fill out where you fill in your resume information and your LinkedIn profile. And the LinkedIn profile is what matters so much, so you need to optimize your LinkedIn to give yourself some validity and also show that you are an expert in that field. It also helps if you have different articles that people have written about you, or different features in different pages or different websites. So if you want to learn how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, again, that's going to be all in my ebook. I give you tips and tricks on what you can do to grow a following on LinkedIn, and also how to cater your LinkedIn towards your industry and your niche. So all that's going to be in the ebook. Overall, you want to develop a professional brand for these conferences, and you want to have a topic to talk about. So topics that people may not know a lot on, or maybe brand new to. So if you're a Gen Z, for example, and you know a ton about marketing on Pinterest and no one in your niche is talking about it, that is a fantastic topic for you to offer when you fill out that application. A lot of the applications will ask you for brand new ideas and different things that you can bring to the conference, and it is super easy to do that because a lot of people within these spaces are typically older and don't really know how to use these type of new features online or AI that they can use in their field. So if you have that type of expertise, definitely put that in the application, because that is what people are looking for. With these speaking engagements, you typically get paid to actually make an appearance. You get access to that conference totally for free, right? So you can also use it as a networking opportunity, and they give you hotel and flight and per diem, which is like food and stuff. So it is super cool for you to be able to do those types of opportunities within your niche. And again, there are so many conferences, like conferences for literally everything. You can even be a speaker at virtual conferences. Of course, with the virtual conferences, you won't actually get paid to travel, but you'll still be able to network people and meet people from the conference. It's a really great way for you to get involved in the field, but it's also a really great way for you to travel and go to these crazy destinations, because sometimes the conferences are in fantastic places. One of my professors when I was in school actually went to a conference in Greece, because this is exactly what he did. So again, search and make sure you are on the ball. So 3 to 6 months in advance before the conference happens is when the applications will go out for everyone to apply to. The next way you can get paid to travel is also really slept on, and a lot of people don't know about this, but that is through tourism boards. So this requires you to have some type of experience with content creation. You don't necessarily have to have a huge following. You can just post videos of different travel destinations that you like on a platform, whichever one you want, and make sure that those content pieces are quality content pieces. Tourism boards are organizations in different cities and towns all over the US and actually all over the world that will host different creators for press trips. They'll also host journalists, and they'll also host different photographers and videographers. So anyone that can help them promote their travel destination, whether that be a specific area or a specific attraction, they are looking for creators to create content for them to post, and also for you to post that content on your own socials. So it's a two-way deal, and for the most part they are paid. They will pay you for different videos, different clips, and they will pay you based on your expertise. The best way to find tourism boards is to type in the city that you want to go to, you go to their contact page, and you find their email and you email them your pitch. Now your pitch is super important to really get your name out there, for people to recognize you, and you can think of it kind of like your resume. Like an email is like the very first impression that people are going to get from you and what you can offer to that tourism board. So typically I will email tourism boards every few months because the tourism boards are run by either the state government or the local government, and that government entity, whatever it may be, they will set a budget for a fixed time period. So those opportunities are pretty high paying compared to scholarships and grants, as well as speaking gigs, depending on who you are, but they aren't as readily available because the budget is typically fixed for the entire year. So what that means is you have to have a beautiful portfolio of all the content that you have made within the travel realm. So for one thing, you should definitely have a sub niche within the travel category. So even if your niche is travel, you need to have a more specific niche within that. So something like family travel or couples travel or outdoors or traveling with dogs, anything like that, to really set yourself apart from all the other creators that are already existing and already have connections with these tourism boards. So you have to have high quality content that you've already posted and that you've been consistent in posting, because again, they will see your socials. They don't care about follower count, they don't care about view count, but they will see your socials to see whether or not you are consistent. Consistent in this industry consistently means you are posting multiple times a week, if not every single day. That is what consistency is in this day and age. So if you are not doing that, you are not posting consistently, and you need to get your act together and start getting some content. There are so many people that say they want to travel and get paid to travel, but they are not consistent, so they are automatically ineligible for these campaigns. If you want to know my pitch template and what I write specifically to different tourism boards, that's all going to be in the ebook. I also give you my media kit to show you how I formatted it so that it's super easy for brands to know what I do and how they can benefit from me creating content for them. One of the major things that tourism boards look for though is quality, so that again they can post it on their pages. So you need to have reliable equipment, so including a camera of some sort or your iPhone, a computer or some type of editing software to edit your content. It needs to be professional and it needs to be high quality, because if it's not high quality, they're going to choose an influencer that's already creating high quality content for them. Okay, that is a scoop on tourism boards. Again, if you want to know my pitch template and how I organize my media kit, that's also going to be on the ebook that's linked in my description box. And then last but not least, what everyone wants to know and how everyone wants to get paid the big bucks is by working with brands. So developing relationships with brands takes a long time. That's why I put it at the end, because it is a slow burn. But if you have a long-term relationship with the brand, you can know where your money is coming from every single month, and also be able to work on really cool campaigns that a lot of people don't have opportunities to. So this travel opportunity does require you to have a platform. An exact number of followers isn't requested. Some brands do work with micro creators, while other brands work with mega creators. So it doesn't really matter what your platform is, but again, you need to be consistent. You need to be consistent. You need to be consistent. And also, you have to make sure that your brand is very distinct from other brands that already exist, aka other creators that are in your niche. So you want to be known for something. That's where that sub niche comes in. And you also want to have quality content, because no one's going to watch really pixely or bad lighting or bad audio, and you need to be marketable for brands. So a lot of travel creators specifically don't know how to do this, and I really outline this in the ebook. But essentially, you want to incorporate brands into your content day to day. You don't necessarily have to tag the brands in it, but you want to incorporate those brands within your content pieces so that brands know that, hey, we can easily put our product into this person's video. So the easiest way to get involved with brands beyond posting about them and beyond getting PR is by going to in-person events. So if you live near a major city, definitely put that in your bio so that brands automatically know where you are located. A lot of creators don't do this, and a lot of creators don't get opportunities. So put your location in your bio. It definitely helps if you're near LA or New York City, and especially if you can drive there, because that's where a lot of brands will host their activations, aka their brand events. By going to the events, you have a chance to meet people in person, and you can also start to learn the brand team and what the brand is actually looking for. So overall, brands are really looking for you to convert your followers into sales. So if your followers are not buying the thing that you're talking about, then you don't have great conversion, and they're probably not going to choose you for a campaign. Really have to think about how can you interact with your audience so that they will buy the products that you're talking about. In some videos, right, every video does not have to be a product showing video, but you want to use that to show that you are valuable as a creator to that specific brand. For my tips on how to develop really great long-lasting relationships with brands, that's also going to be in my ebook, but that is definitely going to be the opportunity for the highest amount of payouts, especially if you can interact and have high engagement on your platforms. I would definitely recommend that you choose 2 platforms or more, but you really want to have an engaged audience on all of your platforms. Again, size does not really matter. If you do have a really great big audience on TikTok, let's say, you also want to have a similar size-ish audience, or 10% of that on your Instagram. So TikTok is typically where people have the highest following, but you want some of your following to translate to Instagram. There are so many different strategies on how you can do this, and a lot of creators here on YouTube will show you how to build your following on different apps and different social media platforms. But that is the gist of how to get paid to travel. All of these things together do take time, but again, every single explicit detail of what I have done and the strategies that I use are all outlined in my ebook, so you can check that out in the description box. And if you guys like this video, let me know by leaving a plane emoji, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.